Time to set the scene. It's a nice Monday morning. You're 16 years old, tumbling out of bed, all starry-eyed in your southern home. All because you know what's on the menu for breakfast. Your mom's new rumored honey porridge. Gone are the days she tries to feed you revolutionary omelets or penguin-shaped sausages with a side of grits. No, today you are expecting a lovely sounding meal full of the bare necessities. However, to your shock, instead of being presented a plate of some of that good stuff, what you find is not a small, not a medium, but a giant piece of uncooked spam in a blonde wig, protruding smack dab in the middle of your dish, and every attempt you try to bring your spoon to the undesirable meat stuffs, a storm suddenly rages outside as a foreboding warning not to take a bite. This is a story about my problems with this large hunk of spam, a piece of spam, otherwise known as Kureha Tsubaki. Once upon a time, humans made Japan great again by building a wall to separate themselves from the bears. Once a fun-loving species that just liked stealing picnic baskets from unsuspecting campers, to now doing the chompy chomp on human nibbly bits. This all took place because in the far reaches of space, a planet with some cute ears exploded, and its meteor shower 420s the Earth's bear population, man. Two sentient bears, Ginkgo Urashiro and Lulu Yurikazaki, disguise themselves as humans in order to enroll in a totally subtle, totally normal girls' academy with one goal in mind: Kureha Tsubaki. This ball of hormones despises bears with a passion and has herself a one-way ticket to lesbian town. But, most importantly, she can't protect for her fucking life. Kureha Tsubaki, also for the sake of this video as Kureham, is, unfortunately, the main character of Yurikuma Arashi, a series that treats itself like a college undergrad who really wanted to impress her social scientist buddies by dumping 20 ounces of, plusle confetti all over her thesis statements about LGBT acceptance in society. Some parts of this thesis are smart and easily understandable, while other parts are so covered in that confetti that you have no idea what you're reading or why. The student just had to make a mess on the classroom floor, that entitled prick. I may not have watched many shows by famed anime director Kunihiko before this, but even I've heard of his infamous, louder approach to symbolism, especially when it comes to the female experience. Kureha may be the vehicle in which the show illustrates these themes, but gooba-deek like I do not like. But what exactly do I mean when I say Kureha is spam? Well, looking at the coagulated hunk of meat stuffs, spam has 6 major ingredients: pork with ham, salt, water, potato starch, sugar, and sodium nitrite. All ingredients are thankfully easy to pronounce, but the first is left for more questioning. According to my Google research, pork with ham just means pork shoulder and ham, which is the preserved and cured leg of the pig. Kureha also makes a nice comparison, for she is a Mary Sue with bread. She's in that weird middle ground where she emotes slightly more than just a blank canvas, yet too uninteresting by herself to be completely a Mary Sue. Even the merriest of Mary Sues from Maryland got a semblance of that nice girl trope. All Kureham has are the mind-numbingly repeated flashbacks that may get different perspectives throughout the series, but despite its sake of symbolism, I find it superbly no bueno. A very sterilized type of no bueno. Kind of like how in the pork processing plants for spam, workers had a tendency to be so efficient on the assembly line at breaking down slaughtered hog, one piece at a time, that it gave off a mind-numbingly creepy vibe. Okay, now then, I think this is a perfect time as any to quickly break down what those other 5 ingredients could symbolize for Kureham. The first one is salt, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Kureha, for 70% of this shindig, is a salty bitch for what happened to her mother. Now, in her defense, how would you take it if a chibi fluffball with teeth ate and fapped your loved one's corpse? Yeah, I thought so. That kind of trauma warrants the itchy trigger finger, and yet, if all her rage amounts to is an invitation to her next NRA rally where her rifle gets more time being a prop than a weapon, then I only found this more than nothing but chump change, hun. Wow, now I'm salty. The next ingredient is water. Humans are flesh bags with water of all sanitation levels, so she checks out on that front. Well, besides her watered down personality. I mean, why do these bears want to fuck her? Why? A Danny DeVito cardboard cutout would be more appealing than her. Oh wait, I mean Dan E with an I, because males don't really exist in this universe now, do they? No, they don't count. You'll know why later. Ingredient number 3, potato starch. This one can be explained with an old and true life lesson. Just because you are fueled by a salty desire to shoot bears doesn't mean you won't potato your shots in practice. I'm telling you, she might as well be a Star Wars clone trooper disguised as an anime girl. And not only can't she shoot, she can't do anything by herself. Vaguely similar to what you'd find in box mashed potatoes, potato starch tends to be a crumbly base to many dishes, so by itself it's going to be bland. Plus, its crumbliness makes it hard to clean if you happen to knock it over while making pancakes. Ergo, the only time she could do anything better and get out of danger is when her 2 bear chefs come around to taste test the recipe. Next we have sodium nitrite. Wait. What is that again? Sodium nitrite fights harmful bacteria in ham, salami, and other processed and cured meats and lends them their pink colorization. However, under certain conditions in the human body, nitrite can damage cells and morph into molecules that cause cancer. Which translated into weeaboo becomes a definition of bear cooties. Because if Kureha is spam, then Ginkgo and Lulu would be sodium nitrite, or bears who protect her from the invisible storm, who might as well be a cancerous lot of hypocritical vajayjays. Yet it's that same force that also makes her so prone to many bear-related dangers, causing exclusion, death of loved ones, and falling off buildings. So is it really worth it? I don't know. Which leaves us to our final ingredient, sugar. Between the show's aesthetics and the high calorie count that is Child Kureha, I think this character's sugar intake is just about right. Getting a little deeper about the show's visuals for a second, it's one of my favorite aspects about the anime because it brings out the inner child in me and I can't look away. The colorizations of red, black, and white and pink around the school, or the occasional storybook aesthetic, really helped me get in the mood of this being a hot take on societal pressures versus exclusion. Not to mention the lack of background detail at the school compared to Kureha's storybook house, which is meant to be warm and inclusive, echoes her growing position in the story to remember why she never gives up on love in the first place. I argue it's her most important ingredient to make her entire existence work. Why? Well, we'll look at that after a word from Community Corner. And now it's time for another fun-filled segment of Community Corner, the time where I highlight other outlets in the anime community in hopes that other people will have a look-see. Today's outlet teaches us that at the end of the day, fun content can be experienced in small packages, even if they never make a fuck ton of sense. WW2 Dragon makes very peculiar short-form content about anime that's on his mind. A 20-second video could be a funny hot take with actual points, or one simply taking the piss. Either way, these bite-sized experiences are a fun way to spice up your day. There's this one particular video called God Plus Level Edit, and every time I watch it, I feel high and confused on life. If you find short, random anime videos with no guarantee for continuity or context appealing, then head on over to youtube.com/WW2Dragon and give him a look. Now, if you know of any other creative outlets in this world of anime, comment about them down below or at AMShannon on Twitter with the hashtag CommunityCorner and tell me all about it. In this time where community is more important than ever, while I may be one girl on the internet, I will always try my best. The sugar factor that's inside our pool noodle of a protagonist becomes a devil's advocate for why Kureha being spam is not as bad as I wish it could be. Simply put, spam is tasty, y'all. No matter how much I bitch about its shape, how bad it is for you, or the alien way it's preserved for eons upon eons, when cooked well, spam is hella delicious. I live in the South, so I should understand that for the sake of bougie mouth real estate, we can make some good ass spam and grits, y'all. Therefore, since Kureha is indeed just anime spam, then it's also spicy to say that for the sake of plot direction, she is also appetizing. Think about it. Yes, she's bland on her own right. She says the same speech every fucking episode, and she might as well be well preserved in a box closely guarded by adult bear plussy. However, she serves her role well as an uncooked slab of hog, in which needs to be cooked. For when she's nicely browned on each side, with the help of the other characters, the flashbacks to her childhood, and her role in all of the symbolism, then I think the answer is clear. Kureha can only achieve a delicious smell when given the right chef and cooking environment, and I think the rest of the anime's elements do that. Fairly mediocre. I mean, yes, this whole video is basically saying that Kureha is only as great as the sum of her bear harem, but let's not kid ourselves, y'all. She's still mostly uncooked until the end of the anime. Now, if you want some real countrified Kureha, then the manga's got you covered. By the way, did you know there was a Yurikuma manga? Because I didn't before this video. So now I allow you to listen to the following segue so I may gush about said manga for I don't know how many minutes. I can't be the only one who finds it weird when an anime gets adapted into a manga during or after the show's runtime, because I can't find a reason to go back and check it out. The points I see to adapting printed works is by adding that extra sensory of sound to the work while enhancing what current visuals are there. So going from anime to manga seems backwards to me, especially when in Excel World's case, where the manga is just one glorified flipbook of the anime's events. Now, if you are going to make a manga that comes after an anime, it needs to eeny, meeny, miny shower me with damn good content. Yurikuma's manga slaps some damn good content. Reading the manga is like restarting the franchise on New Game Plus. With all the little PC commands your sick little heart can muster, it remixes the entire story into something barely recognizable, yet grounded at the same time. Without going into spoilers, I think that if you are someone like me who had real major issues with Kureha, then let me tell you, some are most of the way solved. But hey, it's something. Kureha in the manga is much more expressive as she says more than 10 lines the entire time. If anime Kureha is spam, then manga Kureha is that oven roasted turkey spam. Same dealio, but with a hint of slight chicken. Manga Kuma scratches that itch of giving a deeper dive into a mindset of what being a bear could really mean, and even answers some questions from the anime I never thought I had to know. Like, did you know the 3 life bears, Life Cool, Life Beauty, and Life Sexy are only called that and nothing else, but have no gender entirely? You'd think it'd be relegated to just the manga's universe, but no. The chapter in reference is off-panel and talks about the entire anime as well. So yeah, take that as you will. The only real critique I give the manga's plot is just how idiotic the characters are at checking the bodies. Trust me, once you read the manga, you will know. But I think I've made enough of a detour about fiction most probably won't read anyway. So instead, I think I'll commit to making my closing argument. In short, Kureha Tsubaki, aka Kureha, is spam. She is an unfortunately bland, rectangular pig brick with moe eyes who on her own uncooked interior doesn't bring much to Yurikuma's style. Everyone else pretty much does that. However, she is also an acquired taste, kneaded carefully within the other show's flavors to create a fully sugary dish. I mean, sure, we could have had a more flavorful character as the protagonist, one who breaks all my expectations. And yet, I think it's better not to imagine such in case for 2 reasons. A, because even a great ingredient can overpower a dish and ruin the food's enjoyment that way. And B, because the current price for 1 can of spam at Walmart is $2.92, keeping the price and therefore the dish low. And that is why Yurikuma Arashi is $22 on Right Stuff. Conspiracy exposed, canceled, and confirmed. Shannon, ow!